Everybody, peace. Welcome to STBY NFL Show. Wherever or however you're listening, we're so grateful to have you with us. As you guys know, Sean Cottle. And we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic today, guys. As you guys know, breaking news came out yesterday that confirmed that longtime New England Patriots head coach and current University of North Carolina head coach Bill Belichick was not inducted into the Hall of Fame, which means he will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which comes as a surprise to many of us here in the media world, but also just to everyone that is a fan of football or has watched football or just sports in general. So I want to use the storyline as a backdrop to explain to the community and to so-called black men in particular why validation must come from within and why external validation is never should never be uh, put on a pedestal for us. So that being said, guys, let's go and get right into it. Like I let off the show with, as you guys know, breaking news came out yesterday, which confirmed that Hall of Fame, or not yet to be Hall of Famer, but longtime New England Patriots head coach Belichick was not inducted to Hall of Fame, which came as a surprise to many, considering his resume and his track record. Uh, Six-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. Uh, Also, um, long storied career, uh, and in my perspective, one of the best coaches of all time, not just in football but in sports in general. And uh, the decision came as a surprise to many, and quite frankly, there's not a particular reason why I can think of as to why he would have been left off the Hall of Fame ballot, uh, or why he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. Even if you want to take into account his career post Brady, um, he still managed to make the playoffs 1 year without Tom Brady. Uh, though there's a substantial drop off once Tom Brady left. Uh, Bill Belichick still managed to have a very storied and successful career as a head coach, and look at what he's doing now in North Carolina. He didn't. His first year, he was establishing culture and getting his recruits in. So you have to take time for those things, especially as a collegiate head coach. But even with that, that in no way should take away from what he's done, what he did throughout his career. So when there's no particular reason that you can think of as to why Bill Belichick would be left off the Hall of Fame ballot, now what must be controlled is your response and your how you handle these moments. And this storyline, this moment is a perfect example as to why validation should not come from external sources but rather from within. Because if this was to happen to a particular individual who solely relied on external validation and praise and adulation and accolades to fulfill themselves, they would they would be distraught in this moment. They would be completely uh, unwell. So this shows that in any moment things can be taken away from you, and at any moment people can reveal what they really feel, how they really feel about you, and show to you that they don't admire you or they don't appreciate you as much as you thought they did. And that's why it's so important that we can't find validation, we can't find purpose, we can't find our sense of self in anything here in the physical. Everything that fulfills us and that brings us purpose and fulfillment comes from within and comes from the Most High. And when you do things, whether it be in your career or just in your daily life, and you do things for the praise of others and for the attention of others, there's no sense of fulfillment there, and there's no gratification, and you never really get that sense of contentment. which is really what we is down to look for within this life, is contentment, not necessarily happiness, because happiness is a fleeting feeling. What we should be looking for is contentment and stability. And when we reach that point, then that's when we reach the point of true stability. And the only way to reach contentment is to understand that my purpose, my sense of self, my peace, my success even, are what I quantify as success. It comes from within, and it comes from the Most High. And as so-called black men here in modern day Babylon, we're behind enemy lines, and we have to understand that what we do and how we operate, we must do it with a sense of scruples as well as with a sense of discernment, to understand that everything we do and how we operate and how we move about in the society will never truly get the validation or the appreciation. But it's okay, because we don't do it for the appreciation, the fulfillment, the happiness, or for the praise of others. That's not why we do these things. That's not why we dive into our craft. That's not why we chase our purpose. Anything in this physical life is temporary. And so it's very important for us to not idolize anything here in the physical, because it's temporary. Eventually it will be washed away. Our fulfillment, our foundation must be placed in the spiritual, within the Most High, within ourselves. Because at some point in time, the Hall of Fame is going to be done away with. It's not going to last forever, however long that may be. So if your entire purpose or reasoning for having a successful career was so that you can get into the Hall of Fame, you have completely lost your foundation. However, if your sense of purpose and your sense of self, or your reasoning for having a long, storied, successful career was so that you could become the best version of yourself, and so that you can use your platform to inspire others and to bring fulfillment to the Most High and to find contentment within this life, then nothing changes with this news. And that's how you know you've reached a state of stability and groundedness, when whatever happens in this physical realm, in this secular world, has no effect on your outlook, has no effect on your day-to-day living, has no effect on your approach to bettering yourself within your craft. And that's the place that we need to get to. Hopefully Bill Belichick is in that space. It also goes to show that the opinions of others is not entirely accurate. It's rarely accurate. It's just merely their perception of you. And the perception of others means nothing. And this goes to show that your career, our careers, are your success never allow someone else to dictate your success or to tell you what success looks like, or to tell you what your career should look like. If you have a singular vision of what you want to do and the path you want to follow, and as long as it follows the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High, then you follow that. Because oftentimes when you have a clear vision of what you want to do, most people aren't going to understand it, because most people aren't capable of getting to that place in their life where they have that vision, or where they know what they want to be in their life. And that's okay. And for some people, they hit that point before others. We all reach that point at different phases of our life. But that's why it's very important to cherish that vision, that focus, that desire. Cherish that and protect it, because other people won't have that same appreciation that you will for your purpose and for your vision, for your dream. And also you'll have some people, unfortunately, that will try to carry you or bring you back down to their level, because obviously it's a cliche, misery loves company, but most people like to make themselves feel better when they see that other people experience quote unquote failure. But what we talk about all the time on the show, failure is not, it's not real. It's a facade. You know, all these experiences come from the Most High, and the Most High is good. Then everything that we experience in this life, must be good. So experiences aren't good or bad; they just are. How we choose to interpret it is up to us. So having a optimistic perspective can really shift our dynamic and trajectory within this life. And within that optimism is understanding that validation comes from within. It comes from within yourself. Almost to the point of having delusion of grandeur. The most successful people would have what I would consider to be a delusion of grandeur, because you have to exceed things and you have to set yourself up and start to live your life in a way that you have already where you're putting yourself in position to be where you want to be and to be successful. And you have to be a bit crazy with your goals and with your visions and where you want to be. I won't say goals, but with your standards and where you want to be, because if you don't believe it and if you don't even envision it yourself, then no one else is going to do it for you. So everything that's physical is fleeting, is temporary. Don't allow yourself to find fulfillment and validation from the praise and opinions of others. That needs to come from within, and more importantly from the Most High. But let me know what you guys think about this situation right here. What did the Hall of Fame leaving Bill Belichick off the ballot, or should Bill Belichick have been first ballot Hall of Famer? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. If you haven't already, guys, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, so you guys can stay up to date on all the latest content. And if you'd like to gain exclusive content from us here at Sorry to Bother You, you can do so by going to patreon.com, clicking on the search bar, typing in Sorry to Bother You. That way you can get exclusive content that we post daily. With that being said, guys, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. We'll be back again, same time on Friday with another show. Until then, continue